First of all, thanks for everyone joining the call. Myself, Avinash, and I'm the founder of ZUUZ. Is a product that has been brought into light with the experience of my personal experience, where I have faced this problem in my previous organizations where I'm running. ZUUZ is my third company. So I have this problem in my first and the second one. So wherein every salesperson has to follow up or be first at the customer place. These are the two ingredients of a good salesperson. But today, with the age of AI or era of AI, we get a lot of noise and there is a lot of distraction that happens for a salesperson. During this noise and distraction, he forgets to be in front of the customer or he forgets to follow up with the customer. So end of the day, there will be a revenue loss or he misses his deadline. So what we have identified with our research, by talking to customers and back in here and back in Middle East, we found that most of the opportunities are dying either in an email or in a phone call. Sometimes with the evolution of WhatsApp, they are in the WhatsApp space. So what we have done is we have first, as a step one, we have currently incorporated email into this, and we are trying to find the hidden revenue from the email. So this is exactly this session is about. So this session is divided into two parts. The first part will be myself. I'll just walk you through the quick presentation. And I have Kishore, who is my customer success manager. He'll be running through a quick demo of the product. Let's keep it more interactive. Feel free to ask any questions you have. So it will be good to be more interactive. So I'll just start sharing the presentation. I hope you guys can see the presentation or presentation is visible. Sure.
Avinash, we can see the screen.
We can see the slides. So as I explained, like who we are ZUUZ. Our goal is to convert any conversations into a sales pipeline. We founded in 2025 and we are a team of 6 to 15 people. We operate in, it's not we operate, we are located in 3 places. First thing is Silicon Valley and Sunnyvale. And we have our development center back in India, Hyderabad. And we have a few sales location in Dubai, which is my previous hometown. So what we do is our main focus is bring AI revenue to acceleration, which we focus on one product, which is ZUUZ. And currently we are live with 10 plus customers. And I think, Kishore, this is a little bit of old. I think we are around like 20 plus today, already live. Yeah. And still we're onboarding 2-3 customers on a day-to-day basis. So what we identified, this is how the product got identified. Things is our first customer, it was a IT services company. We said, okay, we have developed a product. We want to run a quick audit on your inbox. So since they are a known customer to me, so we have run the audit and we have found $120,000 of revenue in the first 15 to 30 days. And when the chief operating officer, he's again the CEO of the company. So he went for a sales review meeting where he found that there was nothing in the CRM. So salespeople are bringing Excel files to the meeting. So that is when we showed the power of ZUUZ, what you can find in a hidden revenue, which is hidden in your inbox. And what we saw is like there is a huge revenue leakages. 30 to 40% sales representative time is lost because thanks to all those CRM companies where they made every person as Kishore, if anyone joins, can you admit? Do you have permission?
Well, if someone joins, I will try to do. If not, I'll stop you. The slide, maybe you have to maximize the slide. I could see the next slide on the right side as well.
Okay, wait. Let me do something. Let me just stop presenting. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry for the technical as usual. IT people, technical issues. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So what we have done in our research is we have found that we have talked to a few customers wherein we said, okay, how much time do you spend on a sales rep spend on a CRM, which is like 30 to 40%. And this is written in a book, which is written by Jeff Bolt, he clearly says that salespeople have forgotten to do the prospecting on a day-to-day basis, and they spend more time on doing the admin work. So that is how the sales rep is losing the time. And then what we have found is sales rep doesn't update the actual details into the CRM. Only 50% of the information is kept in the CRM. An instance, he did not reply to a customer on time and he lost an opportunity. And if I as a salesperson, if I am in his shoes or I have been his shoes, I've never reported this into the CRM. I say, hey, the opportunity is lost because of a Q2 pricing or a budget issue, right? So, and also one more thing what we found out is there are 2 to 5% is pipeline decay. The pipeline and opportunities where salesperson says in Q1 it is coming, Q2 is coming, Q3 is coming, Q4 it is coming. It is coming, but it never came. So that's another statistics which we have found. And there is always a difference of the actual forecast and the what is forecasted in the CRM. And the risk deals are never surfaced until and unless salesperson open up to the management and tell that there is a risk in this particular deal. And what we have done is, even though there is a one opportunity that we flagged, for instance, one of our customers here states, so we had a discussion with the customer. He said, what is the value of your one project, like one small deal size of your company? They said they don't operate anything less than $5,000. So we said, how many salespeople you have? They were on 5 sales team. My calculation was, even though if I tell you there is one missed opportunity or one hidden revenue, that will pay for the entire year for the ZUUZ. So the ROI, what we have seen so far is huge. Our live statistics on our own website, where you can see how many emails are processed, how much leads are generated, how much revenue is generated. That is live displayed on our thing. So the ROIs are very high, and the customers are, we are seeing in this customers landscape. And what we do and how we do is, we have one product, one job, which is once the email lands in a sales inbox, we extract the signals, we qualify it as a lead, then we fix the meeting, and then if it's an RFP, when analysis RFP, we prepare the proposal, then the pipeline is captured, the pipeline risk, and the sale, and everything is directly integrated into the CRM. So which means the salesperson had not to do any other job in updating the CRM. Everything happens very seamlessly, quietly in the background. These are the 5 steps from how a conversation is converted into a pipeline. As I said, the email lands, signal is extracted, lead is qualified, a reply is drafted, and updated everything into a CRM. What we have found, our first customer, we have a case study with our first customer, which is $120,000 of pipeline in the first 30 days, wherein CRM is shown as 0. And Cloudbox is one of the organizations where we have also run a pilot, where once we deployed, we have seen there are 10 to 12 renewals that have been silently dying in the mailboxes of the salespeople. And imagine 10 to 12 renewals. A company like Cloudbox, which is a minimum deal value of $10 to $12,000. So which is another $100 to $120,000 of pipeline which we recovered, just because ZUUZ was able to identify, ZUUZ was able to capture the renewal signals, the buy-in signals, and the sales signals from a single email context. So for any questions for anyone? So how we operate and what are the segments that we are operating now? Since we are an early stage startup, we are operating in 5 main industries. Currently, our customers are scattered across IT services, value-added resellers, distributors, insurance tech companies, and we have startup companies, wherein there are like a CEO does most of the sales out. They have just one SC or one sales engineer or one GTM engineer. So our buyer persona is 60% of them are founders and 30% are VP of sales and 10% of CROs. So where people can get benefit is, they can benefit where there is a 20 to 200 employees. So these are our real customers wherein we have deployed, and this is the use cases, case studies that we have already proven. We have not included the recent ones which we deployed in US. That will be coming in our next webinar, which will happen in another 2 weeks. So how are we priced? So we are not following any credit mechanism. So there are no credits. There is unlimited usage of the product. There is no limit on the mailbox. There is no limit on the let's say recordings of meetings or recordings of documents. So we have got a promo for founders, which are solo founders, which is $99 per month, wherein they get an access to one mailbox, one CRM integration with a renewal radar. Then we go to the next level with 5 reps, which is $349, which they have access to 5 email boxes plus CRM integrations, then voice summary and a priority support. Then we have another plan, which is a scaling plan, which is up to 10 reps, which is $649, where you get an AI deal coach, enterprise search, API access, and dedicated CSM. And we have an enterprise pricing, which is again custom, depends on the customer and the deal size. So if you look at the ROI for a solo founder, whatever he pays for ZUUZ, it like he needs to pay 4 years if we recover a $150,000 deal. So which means our ROIs is very high when compared to any other product in the market. And these are the other numbers. If we recover a 200K deal, a growth plan customer, it takes 4.7 years. If we recover a 500K deal for a scale customer, which is 6.4 years. And currently we are offering a 30-day free trial and no setup fee. You can cancel it anytime. Yes, there are a lot of products in the market. How ZUUZ is differentiating from other products? First thing is, we are not asking the customer to change anything. We are not changing the salesperson behavior. There is no new products that are added to his tech stack. There are no changes to customers' tech stack. We just start integrating with the existing tech stack of customer, existing applications of customer. It can be a CRM, it can be a sales tool, it can be any other marketing tool, it can be a GTM product. Any product we can integrate with those products. We have our own API keys. Okay, that's how we tell the customer there is no change in your stack, and it's an ease of installation that we are providing to the customer. It's just a simple sign in. Just click on the sign in and the sign in happens, and just we connect your mailbox. Within 15 minutes to 1 hour, you can see how many emails where the sales revenue is hidden, and you can convert them into a pipeline, and how ZUUZ has converted, and you can have a clear view. And Kishore will walk you through the steps of how this is converted. So as you can see, we work with existing channels, whether it can be Gmail, Outlook, Voice, WhatsApp, and we can write to any CRM, Salesforce, HubSpot, Zoho, PepDrive, or be it Salesloft, be it Mongo, Gong, Clary. And we have an end-to-end workflow. If you can see, we start with the email and we start updating the CRM. So which means we are converting the lead, nurturing the lead, scheduling a meeting with the customer, helping the salesperson to prepare a proposal, helping the salesperson to understand the RFP, and pipeline management, pipeline risk management, and revenue forecast. So starting from, it's a start to end, we do everything without any zero input, or I call it as a punch in of data into ZUUZ. Everything is fully AI generated, and we quietly update back sync to the CRM. Now, how the current market is, either you have CRMs where salesperson has to sit and update, or there are manual Excel files, which traditionally everybody does. And there are a lot of AI agents which are being built. I was speaking to a customer yesterday where the customer said, you know what, we are building AI agents. I asked him a simple question. How many AI agents you are building for the entire stack of ZUUZ to play? Around 6 agents. So how are you building? I'm building with Claude. Okay, wonderful. So you are building 6 agents to manage the same work, what ZUUZ is doing, and tomorrow you don't know how the 6 agents are going to integrate. You don't know what complications are going to come. Rather than just pay $99 and remove this headache from you, and let we take the management of the product, or we take the conversion of the sale, you focus on your growth, business growth. So this is a thing which is I'm seeing currently with the customer. And the team, if you can, the team is I myself, I'm a founder, and I have a co-founder, which is Jay Vira. He 18 years in the market doing AWS, and he worked with Barclays, all the big players in the market. And again, as I said, this is the pain which I lived in. We have an AI advisor who is a Stanford professor, who is Professor Prasanna Kumar. He's advising them. So this is a quick presentation from my side. If you would like to have a demo or if you want to have a book a free trial, please feel free to book a demo or try a free trial with us. Our team will be happily onboarding you. And with this, I'll take a break and I'll pass it to Kishore for moving on with the demo. Any questions, please free to ask. Yeah, Kishore, you can continue.
Great. Thanks, Avinash. Hi, team. Good morning. Let me quickly share this. I hope everyone can see this. Let's make it more interactive. So the more questions I hear, the more experience with ZUUZ would be great. Yeah, stop whenever you have any question. Right. So as a user, as a sales user, when we log into the dashboard, you get to see a few important tabs, which includes the sales analytics on the first point. Right. That's where we talk about the lead intelligence, which describes how many total leads are there, what are the hot leads that you have wanted to follow up on, how many warm leads. So certain types of leads are displayed. Along with that, you also see the sales outreach, which are important for the sales user to follow. Then you will also be displayed with the deal risks and the pipeline that are there, where you want to follow up, pull them, retrieve, and make a better decision. You will also be displayed with how many customer success that you have been made, right? It talks about how many onboarded, what are the upcoming renewals that you want to do follow up, what are the healthy accounts that you have, and what's the pipeline up in the market. And there are opportunities and proposals which has been hidden or is available in your emails. Right, with that email integration, we display what are the proposals that have been available in your emails, what are the contract value, and how many total RFPs that you need to follow. And then you also see how many meetings have been scheduled, upcoming meeting. So let's go ahead, take a real click, and then we'll see how many emails that I personally on my email account has been retrieved. So with this email integration, we have identified there were not 5 emails that have been processed for say 1 week or 10 days. Out of these 105 emails, we figured out there were 4 leads that have been retrieved from my email inbox, which tells me the emails that I need to do a follow up. For example, not with industries. So I'll take one example. So let's see what does this not with industries tells me about what is missing. So I went ahead and identified, okay, this is a company not to an industry who is the point of contact that I have been working with, and what are the semantic scores which talks about the urgency, the sentiment, and of course the pain severity. It also identified what are the pain points that the customer has been going through. And not just that, it also pulls up the timeline that's available in the system right from the email that has been retrieved, which was in the Q3 rollout. It tells me who was the person who is trying to reach out. So our sales AI agent does this processing and then converts that into a, and it also identifies what type of the qualification it is. Is it hot? Is it normal? Right? So this computed score is all about our own qualification settings that we have set. So if I go to the qualification scores, you could see how many hot qualifications, how many warm qualifications are there, right? So let's take the same example of the northern industries. And when I browse through and identify what is the profile exact fit that matching in the manufacturing industry, what is the company size that it has, and what's the intent for us. So there was a request, they're explicitly requesting for a demo, right? They wanted to see the pricing page as well. And who was the one who has interacted with us? It was at the VP level who has interacted with us. So this information right from the email is being retrieved and projected to the sales, right? So now that we know the qualification, how it can be set, you can also configure it based on the weightage that you have. That can be done at any point of time. And you should be able to reach out to the identified leads. Then how do you do that? That's possible with the sales outreach tab that is available. So in this, we have identified the total 4 sequences that have been retrieved. One, let's pick up the same Northwind Industries lead. And here is where we identified the sales user is provided with a brief information about the customer. What are they talking about? The key talking points, and what are the personalization that you would like to hook up with, and what are those pain points that we have identified. With this, since it's been a week or 1 month there is no response to the customer, the first touch one describes, hey, I noticed your Northwind is looking for deploy an AI driven sales enablement, right? So if a warm up that you're trying to send it back to the customer saying, I'm available for a catch up meeting and these are my available slots. Would you like to join us and continue or take this further? So the minute you send this email about the availability, customer may be interested and then say, yeah, let's connect at this point of time. And immediately, the minute customer sends, say, I'm available, a meeting would get scheduled under the meeting schedule. This is where the sales user will be informed about the timings that has been agreed and what is the agenda and the topics that you have to talk about. This gives a lot of information to the sales user even without going back spending the few important hours, which ZUUZ is doing it on its own with the help of the sales AI agent. You can always do a reschedule and edit teams if there is any conflict of your timings available. So once this meeting scheduler is available, you would also like to know what are the proposals and the quotes that have been available along in your emails, right? So if you further browse down and see Northwest Industries around 195k dollars, which talks insights about what was the timeline, what are the key needs, and the proposal overview, giving this a description to the complete picture of the customer. While this proposal and the quotes are available for you, there is also an opportunity management where there are total RFPs that have been retrieved from the system. In fact, you can also create your own capability of your organization, describing about what is it and how is that you're going to categorize it, what's the description of it. And using this capability, RFP analysis would be performed and then would be published to the sales user to take it up from. So I move ahead. You have any questions? Please stop me, whether be it lead management, sales outreach, or meeting schedule. All right, I assume that it's very clear. I proceed. Then move on to the customer onboarding. So this is one other area where you would like to know how many customers are already available and how many are on track and how many customers are at risk. Are we not following up? What accounts are being escalated, right? So you can move into the identify the escalated customers. Okay, this is a person whom we have to contact with, there is no target dates being given, and who is the person who's trying to coordinate. So based on this, you can immediately pick up, make a better decision, call for a quick meeting and say, hey, let's connect on this particular account, right? So that's gonna help. And coming to the deal risk in the pipeline, this is where exactly sales management or the company organization management will try to look at, right? They would like to know, where is this missing? Why is this still in the critical stage? Why can't we make it into green? So on further understanding why this is in the critical state, there's a small observation that deal closed due to internal strategic decisions, meaning, as Avinash was rightly pointing out in one of the slides, where a salesperson may not try to highlight the importance or one of the deals. So that's when ZUUZ retrieves that information and then projects it to the management saying, okay, this is one other account. The deal was closed without no proper call. What is a manager alert? They have to take a quick lost opportunity, understand how they can rebuild, project it back to the customer. Going further, let's take a look at how the renewal and the upsell is also retrieved. You'll have number of renewals being followed up. What is the date of renewal, whether it's strong or whether it's medium or is it low or it's being critical. Enough observations can be found in the relevant and labs. I further go ahead, and the tab that we also wanted to include is the revenue forecast. How much has been processed in the last forecast? What is the upcoming interest that you'd like to compare with, right? So the best case that you would see, the what is the weighted forecast that was there, what's the total pipeline, and what the forecast window. You can always do a filter and identify what is the difference of this forecasting observations. And all this is being done by the sales AI. Right now, we further go ahead and take it on the emails, right? So if you go ahead and take a look at the emails where we have identified there are 105 emails, and here is where it gives us the AI summary. And this is where the email AI agent steps in and says, okay, there's an email from so and so person, and this is the update onboarding kickoff meeting request, where they are ready to onboard the process. In the next business state, they want to have the product deployed, right? So if I go ahead and take a look at this email, I get the AI summary, I get what is it talking about, and I also get an AI generated reply automatically. So all that the sales user has to come and take a look is, hey, okay, dear customer, thank you for reaching out. Have a glance. If you want to add more, you can refine the response by giving some context. Say if you're not working on couple of days, say tomorrow is a holiday, you can add that context here and then click on regenerate reply. That text would get added into the second AI generated reply. Further, the user can also edit it, add further recipients to this email, and then send the reply. So thereby, the sales user is saving a lot of time in terms of typing the email and then analyzing what is it about, what are the deadlines, next steps are being given upfront to the right. That's the benefit in the emails, and there are other features that we have already added, including threads, bulk reply, making sure you save time by sending some quick reply to keep the momentum on with the customers, and how many emails have been replied from ZUUZ and how many have been pending in the reply state. The key important in this emails module is the daily summaries. So at the end of the day, you may be interested to understand, okay, how many emails came in, what are the key topics that have been talked about, and what are the action items? Is there something I miss? So this is an advantage for the sales user to take a look. And if he wants to further understand what is it about, they can click that particular email and then pick up that particular or the conversation. Right. And before they get into the documents module, this is where all the documents that the customer sends in the email or you save it in your respective storage location will be displayed in, and including this, if there is any document that needs to be analyzed, the document AI agent reads out the summary of this. It highlights what are the key points that includes and what are the action items that we have to take it from this document. This is a key advantage where a 25-page document or a 50-page it helps the sales user to analyze and then take the action items immediately. If further interested, they can always do a preview of this and then understand more about, right? So I further go ahead and click on the conversation. This is where all the emails or in fact the meetings that have been scheduled via emails should be displayed here. And if there are any information about the Northwind that we have just talked about, gives us the information. What was the discussion all about? Was it an AI summary where they're talking about is existing fragmented sales enablement, about the Q, right? And then see what are the key points that have been went through in the meeting and who has been making the decisions and what are the next action items that they have to take per individual or per group and the follow-ups that they have. We also have this transcript available where who and what they have talked about. So the advantage of having conversations also receives the full length information, highlighting the sales user to take up the next action. Yeah. In the dashboard, you could also see the number of emails that you have, giving the analytics. It also talks about the categories, how they have been divided. So where you can filter on request only the contact related renewals category. If you don't think you don't need to look at the other promotion on the newsletters, you still have an option to, right? And the volume trends, when is that the most emails are being received and who are the top senders, what have been the recent emails that you have received. And much similar, document analytics also talks about how many documents are there, what are the sensitive documents that are available, is everything processed. So these are highlights that you want to take a look and work on, and how many meetings have been scheduled, right? So that's the available modules that we have. Do you have any questions? Thanks everyone. Thanks for joining. Appreciate Nicholas, David, and Shavanti for joining. Have a great day ahead.